You are listening to the Vibrant Life Podcast, episode 65, Green Flags.
The Vibrant Life.
Hey, you. This is the Vibrant Life Podcast. My name is Emily Romrell, and I'm psyched to be here with you again and share some of my thoughts on how we can grow together on the journey to be our best selves. I hope y'all are having an amazing January. How's the resolutions for 2023 holding up? You might have noticed that this is only my second podcast this year, and I feel like there should be a facepalm meme in the show notes here somewhere. But I'm not giving up, and neither should you, because I think we have a tendency to be so hard on ourselves, and then when we do fall short of what we maybe hoped, then we get the urge to give up. Don't do it. I was with a good friend earlier today, and we just talked about how the simple act of trying and keep putting in effort can be really powerful. So let's all keep trying together, my friends. I really do love this podcast and the time I spend here with you. My goal is to keep these episodes short and impactful while focusing on concepts that can make a big difference in our lives. And it's a little mind-blowing to me that we're on episode 65, and I love it. So if you feel like this podcast has been helpful and brought encouragement to you, then for me, it's a success. But I will put a little plug in right now for you to subscribe and leave a quick review if you're inclined to, because that really does mean a lot and it helps to get the podcast out to more people. So thanks for your support. Alrighty, today I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for a while. Seems like people are constantly talking about red flags these days, especially on social media. People bring up red flags in connection with dating and relationships, or possible red flags when you're making a big life decision or taking a new job, buying a home, etc. And it is good to be careful and to be aware of indicators on how things could play out. And if you do have glaring red flags come up, obviously I don't think you should ignore them, but I hate focusing on the negative side of things because there are pros and cons to every choice you make in life. And personally, I want to live life in a positive and an optimistic way. One thing I really don't like is this trend where people give ratings out of 10 to a person and then they add in either a good or bad quality to see how that might affect the score. And you'll hear things like, she's a 7, but she's an awful cook, or he's a 6, but he makes a ton of money. And peeps, this is just not where our heads or our hearts should be. Every one of us is tremendously special in our own way. So please, let's stop doing that. I just don't like it. Let's spread the love and keep the negativity to a minimum. In an effort to emphasize this point, today we're talking about green flags and how it might be more effective and, side note, way more fun to look for positive traits and indicators. There will always be things you need to work on with others because none of us are perfect, but wouldn't you rather have the good things you're looking for reinforced? And I am personally so grateful to the people in my life who invest in me and who love me despite my shortcomings. So it's comforting to know that the things we need will be there in a relationship or a job or house or whatever we might be considering. And as long as the needed green flags are in place, I do feel confident in my ability to tackle other problems that come along the way. And that's what makes the thing or the relationship feel right, is because you do have those good things in place. Also, when you look for the green flags, you almost always find some bonuses you didn't expect. You will see even more of the good in the person or the situation. And I guess it's true that the same could be said for red flags because you find what you look for and your brain finds evidence to support what you believe. But that proves the point. Here's the truth, my friends. The people, the things, and the experiences in our lives are strongly influenced by the energy we direct toward them. This is why I am a huge believer in positive reinforcement. When you encourage others and give them an opportunity to live up to their potential, they just may astound you with what they accomplish and what they can give back to your relationship. And your home or your job or whatever else will be filled with the energy that you bring to it. Likewise, if you're constantly critical of your relationships or your job, etc., that negative energy will permeate through everything. Here are just a few of the great things that can come from looking for green flags. You're a lot happier because it's a way of practicing gratitude for what you have. Your partner, boyfriend, friend, whatever relationship is a lot happier because they feel loved and appreciated. And don't forget to actually tell the people you love all the great things they're doing, because it's magic and they end up doing more because they feel so good. Also, you will be a better person yourself and develop more green flags within yourself because you naturally become what you focus on. And then tackling red flags that do pop up occasionally will be easier because you're coming from a place of kindness and love. So, kind of wins all around there, huh? If you have enough of the green flags that you need, then you've got a good thing going on. And if you don't have the things you need or want, then it would be wise to go in a different direction. And this is where it becomes important to have healthy boundaries and clear expectations. If you don't define your life, then others are going to do it for you. Again, a lot of this concept is really just choosing how you look at things. For example, if you're looking at a romantic partner, a red flag might be that they don't take out the trash or help with household chores or whatever. So to counter that, the green flag would be to look for people who do take care of their home and share in the work. But it's a more reliable sign that things will work out when you do have that confirmation that what you need is going to be there. And that would be evidenced by a track record of behavior, right? Then you can decide if that need or want is a deal breaker. So some things are obviously more important than others. One thing I'm learning is that you have no control over anyone else. So if you can talk to your partner and ask them to be diligent in the chores, they might do that, but ultimately it's up to them. And if their track record of behavior suggests that they aren't willing to help, then you have to choose a response to that. Are you going to let your frustrations build up until you explode? Or you might decide that doing the chores yourself is something you can live with. Maybe your person has green flags in other areas that make up for this issue, but that's something that you have to work out within your own heart and mind. Obviously, some flags, whether they're green or red, are going to be more serious than others, and it's up to us again to choose what we're willing to live with. But when you are looking for the positive that's reinforced, it grows into bigger and better things. So just a few things that came up really fast of green flags. Here's a little list of some things I really like to look for. Probably my biggest green flag is that people in my life are kind. Kind to me, kind to others, animals. Kindness is key. I think that's a big one for most people. Also, another green flag is you feel safe physically and emotionally. You could be yourself around that person or in that environment. It's like a blue jean test is what I like to call it. Are you as comfortable here as you are in your favorite pair of jeans? It's a good kind of question to think about. Another green flag, is the other person a good communicator and open with their feelings? Are they a good listener? Do they appreciate the little things in life? Do they make you laugh? That's a big one for me. Like, who doesn't love laughing? Can they handle disappointment well and roll with the punches? What's the energy levels? Because sometimes it's good to be a little bit opposite so you can complement each other, but you don't want an Energizer bunny matched up with a couch potato. That might not work out too well. Do you have similar morals and values? That's a big one. Again, what we've kind of talked about just as examples, do they take care of their home and their possessions? Do they have good hygiene? Do they manage their money well? I mean, there's lots of things that could be deal breakers or not, depending on how you think, but those are good questions to ask and to kind of decide what you're looking for. You get the idea. I think it's critical to have your own boundaries and expectations for the life that you want to live. And then when you do know what you want and need, you can find it. Don't let other people impose their own red flags on you, because what might be a red flag to them might be a green flag for you. I mean, just with that silly cooking example at the beginning, being a bad cook may be a red flag for some people, but it could be a green flag if you're someone who loves to cook and you want to share that talent with someone who will really appreciate it. So don't let others discourage you by handing you their red flags, because you might be missing out on some great people or opportunities. I know I've kind of been on repeat this whole podcast, but this is the takeaway. When you look for the green flags, you're going to be so much happier. You're going to be more effective in getting what you want, and you will be a better person within yourself. And that piece makes life a heck of a lot more vibrant. So I hope we can all think about that a little bit. I hope you all have a great week, everybody, and let's wave those green flags.